In this video, I'm going to share with you some of the top first-time homebuyer mistakes that I've observed living here over the last 12 years in Denver. A lot of these mistakes can wind up costing you a heck of a lot of money and a heck of a lot of work and time if you don't pay attention. So stick around while I count down the top 5 first-time homebuyer mistakes in Denver. I'm Jordan. Behind the camera here is Bob. We are licensed real estate and mortgage brokers here in Colorado and absolutely love helping people with their real estate needs. If this is your first time to our channel, big high five to you for stopping by. Go ahead and click the like and subscribe buttons down below so you don't miss out on any of our other videos where we talk about living, eating, playing, and just enjoying the Colorado lifestyle. If you stick around to the end of this video, we're going to give you the exact next steps that you need to take as a first-time homebuyer to win in this real estate market here in Denver. To kick things off here, we're going to start talking about a little fee that's often overlooked by first-time homebuyers. Of course, I'm talking about HOA fees. Now, if you're in the market to buy a condominium or a townhome or a single family residence in a planned unit development, there's about 100% chance that you're gonna have a homeowners association fee associated with that property. Now, that fee can take quite a chunk out of your budget. I've seen HOA fees anywhere from $50 a month all the way up to $700 a month. And often first-time homebuyers are just looking at their down payment and their monthly payment, and they don't necessarily take into account what that HOA fee might mean for their budget. Now, when you're taking a look at that HOA fee, you're also going to want to understand, what does that fee cover? Does that cover the insurance for the exterior of the building? Does it cover the maintenance for the pool or the lawn or the exterior building? Be mindful of those HOA fees when you're looking for a house and be sure to include that in your monthly budget. Buying a south-facing home. Here in Colorado, in the winter months, the sun rises and sets in the southern sky. And what that means is the north side of buildings doesn't get as much sunlight. So after it snows and that snow melts a little bit and freezes and it doesn't get any sun in the afternoon, you wind up with a pretty sticky situation. So a lot of folks that have a north-facing home and their driveways facing the north, they are dealing with snow and ice that doesn't melt all winter long. When you're considering buying a home, especially a single family residence, especially if you have a driveway, don't overlook the south-facing driveways. That's gonna save you a ton of time and possible injury in the wintertime when it's snowing and that snow melts, turns into ice and so forth. If the sun isn't hitting that and it's not melting, then you're gonna be the one melting it yourself.
So I'm gonna take number 3 here on for size. It is the down payment myth of 20%. Most of our first-time homebuyers still believe that you have to have 20% down payment, which has been basically disproven or really not been a thing for some considerable period of time. And here's why. The government basically makes the rules for all loan products. Most first-time home buyers kind of look at what we call qualified mortgage products, which is a government style loan or a conventional loan. So your government style loans are going to be like your USDA, your VA, and your FHA loan. So the USDA and the VA, they technically don't require a down payment unless, of course, you have budget problems, right? Or income problems where, a down payment gets your debt ratios in line. So yes, you could buy a house with 0% down with certain loan products. FHA and conventional loans, typically if you have 3.5%, 5% or more, you can easily qualify just for the loan to value portion of your home mortgage. So that's considerably less than 20%. Keep in mind too, we in this beautiful state of Colorado, we have down payment assistance programs that could assist you if the downstroke is the biggest bugaboo. With the cost of housing being elevated, a lot of our homebuyer parents, family members, grandparents, what have you, are actually getting what they call gift funds. A family member is going to help with the down payment. There's a little bit of documentation that we would need to support that. A couple other things that we're doing for our clients that maybe don't have a sizable down payment is they actually are getting closing costs covered by seller's credits, because if you haven't heard, as of the recording of this video, rates have more than doubled since the start of the year. And what we're seeing is homeowners are being, less stingy on the negotiation front. So as mentioned, if you stick to the end, we're going to give you that 3-step process on how you can take advantage of less closing costs, maybe even getting those paid for by the seller, and of course, getting a listing that you don't have to overpay for. Number 2 on the list here is overlooking the parking situation. So whether you're looking as a first-time homebuyer to live in the city, maybe you're still single, still looking to mingle a bit, right? A lot of those buildings are gonna come with extra cost of parking. And if you don't end up buying a parking spot, you're gonna have to find something on the street. A lot of the housing problem that's coming along with living in Denver is the density, right? So a lot of these people have everybody has their own car, right? So finding a parking spot, if you're gonna live in Denver proper, live downtown, you're gonna wanna make sure that you have your butt covered with parking, because who wants to, after a long busy day or a day at work, long busy day on the mountain or camping, you're a little bit ragged, a little bit tired, who wants to spend an extra 15 to 20 minutes just looking for a stinking parking spot, right? Or even all of those annoyances when you have all your grocery bags, you can't find a quick spot to park in your building. You know, that just adds a little bit extra frustration to your day over day. So if you do a little bit extra homework, figure out that parking situation, that's gonna help you first-time home buyers a whole bunch.
And number one on the list, maxing out your budget and savings just to buy a home. We see this almost every day with first-time home buyers that call us and they get on a call with us and they wanna know, how much can I get approved for? Well, the real question is, how much do you want to spend? What makes sense in your budget? If you are going to utilize all of your monthly income on a housing expense, which is what we call house rich but cash poor, you're really setting yourself up for some long-term struggles. Don't max out your budget just to get into a home. And in our opinion, it's best to be working on a budget for a year, 2 years, or several years before considering buying a home, so that you're comfortable, you know where the outliers are, and you know how to manage and adjust the budget that you're working. Now, just getting into a home, if you're gonna need to drain all of your savings to get into that home, we would advise against that. What if the hot water heater goes out? What if there's a hole in the roof? What if we get a hailstorm and your windows break? There are so many things that could potentially go wrong when you buy a home. Having that nest egg, that savings for those, unexpected events is critical. Don't max out your savings. Don't max out your monthly budget just to buy a home. Now, if you're concerned about that and what your budget looks like and what type of home you can afford, we're gonna give you the steps right here. Go ahead and look at the description below this video. There's a link in there. Click on that link. It'll ask you to fill out a form that takes only about 60 seconds. That's our pre-qualification form. After you do that, you're gonna hear from our scheduling assistant, Alex, who will be reaching out to you to get you on the calendar with us for a discovery call. Discovery call is where we learn about your goals. We run some calculations with you to determine what purchase price might make sense for you, what fits in your monthly budget, and help you develop an action plan so that when the time is right, you are ready and prepared to get into your first home.